They are the Insiders Bob McKenzie, Pierre, LeBrun, and Darren Dreger. All right, the Ottawa Senators are looking at some massive assets right now in Mark Stone and Matt Duchene, Ryan Dzingel as well, but especially those two. How much longer can the Sens keep playing them before they say, we got to take them out of our lineup so they don't get hurt and we lose the value?
Well, you're right. It's all about risk management. And from the Ottawa Senators' perspective, in an answer to your question, they're not going to wait any longer with Matt Duchene. I'm told that Matt Duchene will not be in the lineup for the Ottawa Senators on Thursday, and it's hard to imagine that he plays on Friday or following up on Sunday before the NHL trade deadline. And it's all about preserving the asset. And we'll find out very shortly, I would assume, whether they follow that same trend, same path with either Mark Stone or Ryan Dzingel.
Yeah, does the same fate await Mark Stone on Thursday? Too soon to say. We've said it before, we'll say it again. The next 24 to 48 hours, absolutely critical. Does Mark Stone either sign or negotiate off whatever was presented to him by the Senators last week? Or does he say thanks, no thanks, and put himself in the same category as Matt Duchene as a guy who's almost certainly going to be moved before the deadline? We should have clarity on that in the next day or two, and that's obviously a big one, because if Mark Stone officially goes on to the market, he would move to number one on the trade bait board for sure.
And the third member of the big three on the rental market, Artemi Panarin, he's out tonight as well, but not for trade deadline reasons. He has the stomach flu. The Jackets need every point they can in the standings. He'd be playing if he could. And I'm told, as far as trade talks for Artemi Panarin, holding pattern. The Jackets have a good idea what the market is for him right now. They've solicited several offers, but they need more days for this to play out because they're working on other things as well. So status quo there for now.
Right. Let me use your term now, the big three. Are the big three right now creating a bit of a log jam, and as soon as those guys start going, the rest fall into domino effect?
For certain guys, yeah, it's had an impact. I think of Gus Nyquist in Detroit. Lots of teams calling on him with the Red Wings. He's UFA July 1st, but a lot of those teams are saying, just make sure you call us if you're doing something, because we're keeping an eye on the bigger guys first, with all due respect to Gus Nyquist, who's having a fine season in Detroit. Here's what the Red Wings are doing. Number one, he has a full no-trade clause, so he has to waive to go to a contender. We believe that won't be an issue for the right fit. Number two, they've also had contract extension discussions with the Nyquist camp. If someone doesn't meet up the standard of what Detroit wants for him, they're ready to sign him, so they're playing sort of parallel tracks with him.
One of the lowercase hot commodities is also on the Detroit Red Wings. That's 28-year-old right shot defenseman Nick Jensen, pending UFA. He's played 20-plus minutes a lot of nights against some really tough competition. He's mobile. He competes very hard. He's a good penalty killer. There is lots and lots of interest. But like Nyquist, the Detroit Red Wings are trying to sign him. But if they can't get him signed, then he will more than likely be traded before the deadline. And as I said, lots of interest in this guy.
No one will be surprised to see some Anaheim Ducks on the trade bait board because, well, they're quickly losing sight of a playoff spot right now. But is it time to take at least one Duck off our trade bait list?
Jakob Silverberg doesn't seem at all possible that they would consider trading him at this point. They've gone well down the road to getting him extended on a multi-year contract. It's not quite finished yet, and it's more of a cap management issue because they have tagging issues. They've had over 100 roster moves this season alone, which eats up space, tagging space to some degree. They're over the cap, so you have to subtract that from your tagging space as well. You've got Eves on waivers. If he gets claimed, then that might free things up a little bit for the Anaheim Ducks. Otherwise, they're likely going to have to wait to get it official on March 1st when every team gets a 10% bump in the tagging space.
Edmonton Oilers got some big decisions to make about Jesse Puljujarvi.
No question about that. Right now he's injured, and the speculation is that if he's healthy by the weekend, the Edmonton Oilers would like to send him to the American Hockey League, probably for the balance of the season. They think that's the best development move for him. But boy, oh boy, I wonder if this situation is fractured beyond repair between Puljujarvi and the Edmonton Oilers. There's lots of speculation that Puljujarvi would not look kindly on being sent back down to the minors again, even though the Oilers think that's in his best interest. Would he go? We don't know. Now, I don't think that the interim management team of the Edmonton Oilers are eager to trade Jesse Puljujarvi before Monday, but I don't think we could rule that out either if they got an offer that they felt completely blew them away. So this is an interesting one to watch. The long-term, short-term future of Puljujarvi in Edmonton very much up in the air on all fronts.
We are on the home stretch to the NHL trade deadline, so the pace is picking up. For our insiders, Bob McKenzie, Pierre, LeBrun, and Darren Dreger.